everyone, welcome to Learning is Fun with Miss. In today's lesson, we will learn about plot, setting, characters, point of view, and theme. These are the terms that make up a story. Plot is what happens and how it happens in a narrative. A narrative is any work that tells a story, such as a short story, a novel, a drama, or a narrative poem. There are different parts that make up a plot: exposition, rising action, climax, falling action, and the resolution. The exposition is the event that gives rise to conflict. It is the opening situation. The rising action are the events that complicate or intensify the central conflict. The climax is the highest point of interest or emotional involvement in the story. The falling action is the logical result of climax, and the resolution is the final outcome of the story. Conflict is a struggle between opposing forces. Every plot must contain some kind of conflict. Stories can have more than one conflict. Conflicts can be external or internal. External conflict are the outside forces, such as a person, group, animal, nature, or a non human obstacle. An internal conflict takes place in a character's mind. Diagram of plot: the exposition, giving way to the conflict, and then we have the rising action, the climax, also known as the turning point of the story, the falling action, and then we have the resolution. The special techniques of plot include suspense, foreshadowing, flashback, and surprise ending. Suspense is the excitement or the tension. Foreshadowing is the hint or clue about what will happen in the story. Flashback interrupts the normal sequence of events to tell about something that happened in the past. And the surprise ending is the conclusion that the reader does not expect, often uses irony. The setting is the time and place where the action occurs. The setting focuses on the following details: furniture, scenery, customs, transportation, clothing, dialects, weather, time of day, time of year. The elements of a setting often focus on location, place, physical, atmosphere, the mood, weather, word choice, feelings. And in reference to time of day, it can focus on the history, era, life, and these all have to do with the setting, time, and place of a story. The functions of a setting are to create a mood or atmosphere, to show a reader a different way of life, to make action seem more real, to be the source of conflict or struggle, to symbolize an idea. Let's look at an excerpt here, and let's pick up on the way the author describes the setting. We left the home place behind, mile by slow mile, heading for the mountains across the prairie where the wind blew forever. At first there were 4 of us with 1 horse wagon and its skimpy load. Pa and I walked, because I was a big boy of 11. My 2 little sisters romped and trotted until they got tired and had to be boosted up to the wagon bed. That was no covered Conestoga, like Pa's folks came west in, but just an old farm wagon, drawn by 1 weary horse, creaking and rumbling westward to the mountains, toward the little woods town where Pa thought he had an old uncle who owned a little 2-bit sawmill. Were you able to picture the setting? Great job! Types of characters in a story: people or animals, major characters, minor characters, round characters, flat characters. The different elements of a character: main character, minor character, flat character, co-main character. The main character can be fully developed. It can be the protagonist. And the minor character can be the relatives, friends. They don't have to be fully developed in a story. And the co-main character can be the antagonist or the enemy. Characterization is when a writer reveals what a character is like and how the character changes throughout the story. 2 primary methods of characterization are direct and indirect. Direct characterization is when a writer tells what the character is like. Indirect characterization is when a writer shows what a character is like by describing what the character looks like, by telling what the character says and does, and by what other characters say about and do in response to the character. Direct characterization: here is an example. And I don't play the dozens or believe in standing around with somebody in my face doing a lot of talking. I much rather just knock you down and take my chances even if I'm a little girl with skinny arms and a squeaky voice, which is how I got the name Squeaky. Were you able to understand how this character may be? Great job! Here is an example of indirect characterization. The old man bowed to all of us in the room. Then he removed his hat and gloves, slowly and carefully. Chaplin once did that in a picture. In a bank, he was the janitor. Were you able to imagine this character? Great job! Characterization is when a writer reveals what a character is like and how the character changes throughout the story. 2 primary types of characters are flat and round. The flat character reveals only 1 or 2 traits. The round character reveals varied and sometimes contradictory traits. Factors in analyzing characters: physical appearance of character, personality, background or personal history, motivation, relationships, conflict. Does the character change? Theme is a central message, concern, or insight into life expressed through a literary work. Theme can be expressed by 1 or 2 sentence statements about human beings or about life. Theme may be stated directly or implied. And theme interpretation uncovers the theme. Example of theme. Every man needs to feel allegiance to his native country, whether he always appreciates that country or not. From A Man Without a Country by Edward Hale, page 185. In today's lesson, we learned about theme, plot, setting, characters, and point of view. Thank you for watching and learning with me. I'll see you again next time. Bye-bye.